Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jay Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 463. 463.
All
Yeah,
right, all right.
one of the last ones before the end of 2024. I'm starting to get like at work. This is the last sprint of the
Mhm.
quarter, end of the year. So a lot of like, this is our last one, kind of like the rose-colored glasses. So 20, 2024. A lot of people planning to be out in the next few weeks, and then I was out last week, so it's busy planning time, and yeah, crazy. Like Christmas definitely crept up on me. Having a vacation pre-Christmas,
Yeah.
got back, and I was like, we have to exchange gifts in Rochester before we go down to Iowa, and I don't have those gifts. So yeah, time is a flying, which is a general theme that we talk about at the beginning here. But more so for me this year, I guess. How are things
Mhm.
going with you?
Interesting. My new company made a splash on in the media this morning. Hopefully that's all good and well received, and we can, yeah, go from there. But uh, it was interesting.
Always interesting, especially
Yeah.
when it's outside your power. But
Oh,
yeah,
right, right. Yeah. It's a very futuristic logo. Let's go with that.
I gotta check
Reminds
this
me of,
out.
yeah, it reminds me of Star Wars. Just the
You work for Star Wars
letter.
now?
Yeah, so do.
Well, why is that interesting? That's exciting.
Yeah. So it's out there. So that's
Oh,
fun.
cool.
Um, Not to be too vague, but I
Yeah.
you never know. They're making a splash about something. So we'll see.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and then let's see, got a kiddo here for winter break. So
Already? Wow.
yeah, yep. Last finals were Saturday. So
Wow. Yeah. We still
home
got
and
finals going on this week. So yeah,
okay.
send all the good vibes to Miss Ellie, and then she's coming home on Thursday.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's extended. I guess I remember going back like shortly after the New Year's, right? But it's like a full month off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I always stuck around campus and did jobs, so I don't remember going home for winter break all that
Yeah,
much.
not
But
for an extended period of time for sure. Agreed. Yeah.
right, definitely for Christmas, but I had to go get back to campus for work, so um and you always got some bonus hours on those ones when the rest of the campus is off. So I
Yeah.
always took advantage of those.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as wrapping up things here, again, even if you haven't been keeping up throughout the year, there's always an opportunity to go back with both of our KALs and
Hmm.
say, match projects that you did finish in 2024 to the categories in our Zombie Explorer KAL. And then if you've been knitting self-striping all year long, you can still enter all of those 12 entries for 2024. So get caught up. And if you have been participating and maybe haven't been keeping up, there's still opportunities before our end of year. And whether
Um,
you're a completionist like me, I still have some double knitting I need to do for our keeping it classy quarter. Or whether or not you're just like three of the five per quarter is enough,
mhm.
you can get those entries in before the end of the year.
Yeah, there's definitely categories I need to put out there because I did get a lot of things done. But yeah, I'm at a loss at the end of the year, right? You're reminding me that we need to like get together and figure out what we want to do for the next year's KALs. Um, but yeah,
That is what happens at the end of quarters and at the end of years, the way that
yes.
we're currently running KALs. But yeah, This is our favorite things episode. I would definitely say that those year-long opportunities to connect with the community are one of my favorite things. I really enjoy the challenges. It adds a little spice to your knitting, right? To kind of feel purposeful or to at least do that matching of like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm making this for this. Even though I wanted to knit this all along. um, Again, it's just that little extra motivation. And then I think we have a surprise to announce for our ZK 2025 folks.
Yeah, so I plan on sending out an email soon, so everybody will get this information, but you're hearing it first because you're watching the podcast. So we will be starting the KEL a week early on Christmas Day. So that give you an extra week while we're off and being cozy to kickstart your KEL for 2025. So again, excited to have everybody join us. And then along with that, I'm going to be announcing a kickoff Zoom where we can talk about what we have planned and maybe what's on the needles at the moment and yeah, get that going.
Yeah.
Our first challenge was thicker yarn, so DK and above. So, maybe you've combed through your stash and you found some treasured items that you want to share. Like, oh, this is going to be something. I don't know what yet. Maybe you got
Oh,
ideas for me. And then,
primed and ready. Primed
yeah,
and ready. Yeah.
yep, absolutely. So I definitely have my stash segregated, ZK yarn and non-ZK yarn, uh, and ready to go through and plan. So I think my first things, because they are thicker yarn, is I have a lavender loon project and I have a Queen City Yarns project. I think
Mhm.
I also have some DK silk from Treasure Goddess. So uh, those three things are jumping on the needles. And they're like silk, silk, and yak or something. Like I've got some luxury plans in the new year.
Yeah, yeah. So we're giving everybody a bonus Betwixtmas
Mhm.
this year for the ZK KAL, which again always kind of kicks off at the beginning of the year. And I know there are a lot of people that wait for, the strike of midnight on the first day of the year to kick off the KAL. And now you've got yeah, that holiday time to treat yourself to kick off those projects that you've got queued up to do so. Or you don't have to, right? And you also don't have to use the ZK yarn, right? Like I have a ton of
Oh,
non-ZK yarn that is the heavier weight from prior to me kind of figuring out that I love myself some fingering weight garments. And so, yeah, I've been kind of thinking that this first challenge might be a good one for me to work down some of my heavier weight yards. Of course, I would love to get all of the bonus points, but may use it as a way to work down some of my very old and very um, you know
yeah.
well seasoned stash. So
I was gonna say I like that plan. It could be one from you, one from you. Like
yeah,
reward yourself for picking from that deep stash with
yep,
something more recent from ZK Yarn. So yeah, I think that that's a fine plan. I might do the same. I
yeah.
definitely have like magpie, beautiful magpie that I've just been letting accumulate.
Mhm.
Uh, what's I guess another thing that I wanted to mention, we also did say that it's okay to put two strands together to get to that thickness. So
Mhm.
if you take one skein of fingering and you held double and make a hat, that counts because that's a DK weight hat. So
Mhm.
if
You
you
don't get
are
double the
putting,
yardage,
no,
but
you
you
don't.
do get, it does get to count. And like if you held a ZK yarn and a non-ZK yarn together, it would count for the 1 yardage. So again, it's all about using your imagination and getting all of the or not using your gameplay, I guess, your strategic mind and reaping the most as if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I definitely have done that trick in the past with some marled mittens. I love my
Ooh.
self-striping. And there have been some years we haven't had a self-striping vendor. We do this year, but when we haven't had a self-striping vendor, I kind of pull from that stash and then marl it with a solid that is from a vendor so that I can get the double points. But yeah, I don't even know if it's
Definitely very
doubleable, but
smushy. Yeah, very smushy. Yeah. So definitely those KALs, in addition to getting Betwixtmas
Mhm.
to knit is one of my favorite things. And then I would say this is high Advent season, right? And I guess for me, Advents are kind of the gift that keep on giving. I don't always use all of the yarn, whether it is fingering
Mhm.
weight yarn or other, other put or self-striping, individual mini skeins per day. And yeah, there's a ton that I end up doing with the extras. So I think I mentioned last time we podcasted, this was in the somebody owes me $122.50 from the Queen City Advent. This was the full skein. And so now I'm mixing the leftovers. So it's the gift that keeps on
Oh,
giving with
pretty.
a solid. Kind of, and I love the stripes during the holiday season, right? Very candy cane-esque with the stripes. And then I also, spoiler alert, I did get the Woolens and Nosh Woolens and Nosh Advent this year and have finished a skew out of that from my trip. So avert your eyes if you are doing it daily. I just finished it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'm going to have some
Oh,
wonderful
wow.
leftovers of this because they do come in two perfectly matched little cakes. I did not get to the 24th stripe.
Mm.
I should not have done the toe as I did. And I don't know that I would have fit four more stripes in the toe, though. All right. For those who are averting their eyes, it's now out. But I'm thinking about making, if you had to guess, uh, muscle burrow
Mhm.
out of that with mixing it with like a gray. I think that would be
Mm.
so like all of those colors would pop with like a gray mixer. And because that is a ZK dyer, I will likely wait until Christmas Day and use those leftovers to make something that I enjoy and find, yeah, soulful and calming and peaceful.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Like it was a gift to
Yeah.
myself. I enjoyed going through all of those stripes, and now I get to do it again.
So I know that we were on Advents. This isn't really an Advent, but I got the Good Tidings box
Yeah,
from Susie B. So you're showing the outside of the box, but
yeah.
I thought I'd share some of the contents. We've got four little packets of patterns. And
Hmm.
the sticker coordinates with the item that is inside.
Very
So
cool.
it gives you a little hint as to what's in it. And then all of the yarn and stuff to make patterns. So I thought I might share a little spoiler of it. I don't know when people were planning on opening these, if it was Christmas Day or not, but a
Mhm.
little bit of a spoiler. What I had shown you might have spoiled that there are four things in there, but I believe her description did lay out that you would be getting four tidings um,
Mhm.
in the box. Okay, so avert your eyes. This is my favorite pattern, and I'm going to make a bunch of these. Look at this, it's so cute. Oh my gosh.
I saw those, so cute.
So again, not spoiling anything by saying what it is, but if you can see it, oh my gosh, so cute. I'm so excited. So lots of really, and it's down, so you can go
Mhm.
ahead and come back to us. But I uh, thought that this package was well thought out, and I loved every little bit and notion of it. It's again well thought out, and I'm excited to get started with it.
Yes, there is a again, don't want to spoil, but there's a great variety of yarns in it, right?
Mhm.
To make that cute pattern that is kind of the And then again, avert your eyes if you've gotten it and haven't opened it. But this was immediately visible when you opened the box, right? It wasn't it wasn't too much of a hidden. But yeah, just a great variety of colors and yarns, and to be able to make those patterns. And then I thought this was super cute. Again, avert your eyes, but something just a little bit different, right? To be able to do. Maybe if you're a multi-crafty, and I think there's another pattern in here that if you're multi-crafty, right? So again, I apologize for those who are like, well, I don't have one and I want to know more about it, but I think there's
Yeah,
probably plenty of spoilers out on the internet if out on the on the grams,
you're right.
if you were really interested. But yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. You could tell the care that was taken in putting together the Barrett Woolco Good Tidings box.
Right. And sometimes you get kind of caught up, or I get caught up in having all my digital patterns. And sometimes it's really nice to just have a book to flip through and get a more tactile experience. So
Yeah.
I appreciated that. Another thing that I brought up for my favorite things is I was able to take advantage of a Hohi sale slash update. So I got this really cute green bag. It's a Cubo, I think. It's really good size. It's just basically having like a little portable basket that you can pick up with one hand and take around and set down and then continue on knitting. Um, Not as secure for when I had a yarn eating cat, but I believe so far we are avoiding that. Yeah, crossing the fingers.
Or
So
knock on wood or something.
yeah, something. Um, but yeah, so that's been able to kind of hang out on the
You look
sofa and
very, very Christmassy
yes, we
with
do.
your well, I mean, mine would coordinate.
Yeah.
Yours looks very Christmassy with the yes, the beautiful pink with that green. So
But and then I thought one more thing that's a favorite thing that's not something I can really display, but I did sign up to start doing more yoga and exercise stuff. So I did my first class with the Peloton app or
oh,
Peloton app. I don't have any of their equipment, but the app subscription comes with some live demos or live classes through their app. So it's like a Zoom class or a one-sided Zoom class, the live event. But yeah, did one this morning. It was just nice, you know, like, oh, this will get me into the practice again. And I'm allowed with this lower membership 3 of the equipment classes where, you know, I have a bike, it's just not the Peloton bike, and I have a rower, it's just not the Peloton rower. So I could do their classes with my equipment. And with that lower membership, I get 3 of those. So I might be joining some people who, if you are a Peloton user and you have an username out there, you can come find me. I'm Jay Nitma there. So if you find me and add me to your friend group, I can kind of see what classes you're taking and maybe we'll end up in the same class. But there's a lot of pre-recorded stuff too, so you don't have to wait around for a class, obviously. And
mhm.
they had outdoor, so like if you wanted to go for a run outside or a walk outside, they had basically a pre-planned music. But I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what it's like, you know, with the person. Like, are they chatting with me the whole time, or are they kind of letting the music, you know, telling me to pick up the pace, you know, and slow down the
Mhm.
pace? I don't know. I haven't done one yet, but I'm excited. And then locally, I am doing Club Pilates, so I'm going to try the reformer stuff. So
Cool. Yeah.
yeah.
For me, a non-Advent knitting favorite thing was that I did just get back from my bicycle trip in Southern California. It was amazing. I guess I'm in good enough shape to bike about 40 to 50 miles a day, which was what the biking portion was. But my sit bones were a little not happy with me sitting on a bicycle seat for that long. Palm Springs was amazing. They had like a Christmas parade the first day that we were there. On the
Hmm.
last day we were there, they had, I guess they do it every Thursday, which just blows my mind. But like, it's like Thursdays downtown, like we have during ZK, but like for a mile of blocks long, with,
Mm.
tons of food vendors, tons of crafting, like there was crystals and lotions and, the microwavable bowl holders and shirts. And it was like, wow, if I had had a little bit more packing space, I probably would have done some Christmas shopping. But it just blows my mind that they do that every Thursday in
Wow. In
Palm
Palm
Springs.
Springs. Okay.
Yes. Amazing. And yeah, huge turnout. Saw a dog driving one of those little kids' cars
Mm.
through the through the crowd. His owner was pretty close by, but he was driving it. It wasn't like the owner had a remote control.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. But yeah, Joshua Tree was beautiful. Got to see a road runner. That was like one of
Mm.
my goals, was to actually see a road runner. He did not say meep meep. But he did run across me on the road, which was interesting. A lot of climbing, but a lot of really great roads. And just now kind of getting back used to, it's so dark and overcast, and cold here, in the 70s there. And I was putting on, massive amounts of sunscreen because it was always sunny. I mean, there were shorter days, in the shadow of the mountains, it would be, 5 o'clock, it would be dark, but the sun would at least shine during the day. Here it's so dark. So I'm acclimating back. But yeah, we went on a bicycle adventures. I would definitely recommend the company. They did a great job, and it was a beautiful part of the country. The Joshua trees are just amazing. They love a certain altitude. So like you're biking up into Joshua Tree and you don't see very many of them. And all of a sudden it's like almost like a Joshua Tree farm.
Mm.
There's just a billion of them. But yeah, lots of climbs and then lots of downhills. I think, again, the fastest I've ever gone, because on a bike, nearly 40 miles an hour down a
Oh,
hill,
goodness.
because it was a nice, I could see that I wasn't going to be like going off of the side of the road. There wasn't a lot of traffic or cars around me. I felt comfortable like tucking down and getting in and going really fast. Um, but yeah, it was an amazing trip. I may become addicted to going to somewhere warm and bright when it is dark and dreary here. And then also the end of the day, we stayed at a spa that had a hot spring. And
Ooh.
sitting in that hot spring at the end of the day was just about the best thing other than coffee.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with all that hard work, and then you just get into the hot spring at the end of the
Just
day. Oh,
soak, right? You're just like, oh, this is amazing. So yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
It feels balmy though. Come on. Like it was so cold last week.
I
You
wasn't
just
here
don't
when it was
know.
so cold last
I
week.
know.
I just
Just
came
like a
back to like
oh,
ice and sleet and overcast every single day. Can't see the sun. Can't see the sun. I need the sun. But I guess, yeah, you go to Alaska and they're in there like 14 days of night, right?
ooh, yeah.
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 So
No,
I
I think the sun might be peeking out on my side of town just a little bit right now.
okay.
So
It looks very dreary to me here. But anyway, yeah, we are going to try to podcast, potentially next week. I don't know when. But if we don't talk to you before the holidays, happy holidays for all of those that celebrate. I hope you have, yeah, enjoy time with family and friends. Enjoy crafting, if that's your jam, which is
yep.
a high probability if you're watching this podcast. And yeah,
And yeah,
appreciate you all.
start plotting for the
Hmm.
KEL start because it's going to be soon. All right. Bye.
Bye, Ufta. All right, I do have a 9:30 that I had to put on my calendar,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. I don't know what
All
time
right.
it is.
Yeah,
But
let's